What happens around this bowl stays around this bowl, and that circle of trust can be broken very easily.
The Queen accepts the drink in a coconut shell from which her father, grandfather, and 2 of her uncles used to drink. Although the mixture tastes like strong licorice, Kava must be drunk to the last drop to avoid giving offence, and the Duke, like the Queen, drains the shell.
It represents like the ocean anyway, so that's us, you know, and the Samoans will have the 8 legs. Normally the Fijian ones are the 4 legs, and maybe a couple of Tongan ones. The Tongans is 6 legs. So I'm just learning this as I go as well, because I work with heritage stuff, and I'm always looking at the museum and looking at the Tanoas and Kumetes. Everyone has their own sort of, you know, they take that, and even within Fiji they'll have different protocols in different villages, you know, like they have over 200 dialects as well, so they will have different customs in their own way. And I guess we've always been connected with, mainly with Samoa, Tonga, Fiji. But yeah, no, Kava has been, I guess it came through from Vanuatu, and that's why Vanuatu has a strong ground, because they don't dry their one. They just, you know, mix it green, which is gangster, you know, which is awesome. But yeah, everyone has their own take on it. But and then I guess that just automatically, once you see that setting, whether it's Samoa, Tonga, Fiji, or Niue, as soon as you see people sitting down on mats and with Kava, and you know, you have that sort of mellow feeling that there's, you know, okay, there's a little bossy, little meeting, I better, you know, follow suit, you know.
Somebody, somewhere in the house, usually the one who speaks, would say, aloia e lau whasoa, o leo wa sua le Tanoa, meaning, go ahead with the rest of your dispersion, the Tanoa is already attended to.
It brings back a part of Tonga and its values. We're basically drinking the mixture of the Kava root, and it sort of keeps us grounded in that spiritual and that cultural way.
It's a place to relax. It's a way to unwind, even share the difficult things in life. If the friends are right, you have the right people around the Yaqona bowl. It's a way to manage crisis, personal crisis. Talk about things that men think they don't need to talk about.
For me, yeah, Kava has always been in my life, because from when I was a little kid, I used to hang out with my granddad. I came when I was 17, so, I mean, you can hear the accent, it's still there. I mean, my heart is still at home, and yeah, Kava's always been here as well. Every house, every flat that I've moved to, there's always been a Kava bowl that I had for myself personally, or you know, other Fijians would have that as well. And yeah, I guess this is how we are. We get together and we drink Kava, and yeah, mainly it's about Talanoa and catching up as well. So I think that's what actually brings us together. And, I mean, with us, it's called casual, but we still have to reverence the mana of the grow, you know, and the bringing together.
As an advocate or teacher on human rights, this is a learning tool, an instrument for helping people to discuss those difficult issues, and very effective, because the longer you go, the more people gain trust, feel comfortable, and tongues loosen, and yeah, you get some pretty good good discussions going. First time I drank kava would have been in the back of a bus. I would have been 13 years old on the way to a church youth camp. Felt grown up because the other guys and girls in the youth group were about 6 or 7 years older than I was. So, yeah, it was my first step into adulthood, I suppose.
Yeah, because it's interesting, because growing up, Kava was like $1 a bag, and the bag would be big bags, you know, and then now it's $5, and then the bag is smaller than the $1 bag that I had growing up, and they're making good money as well, you know. I guess at the end of the day, it's hard work, you know. 5 years for the Kava to mature, and then you try and sell it as well. But yeah, once you get your sort of momentum going, like Donnie from Lemmy Kava, oh man, he's on, you know, he's gone.
That's why you see all the Fijians that leave Fiji, they still want to drink kava because that's the way they can connect back to home. So we sell online, and a lot of Fijians are enjoying that because they get to be able to buy their kava and feel like they're back home. And we're getting a lot of good response from that. I think kava is going to be big. So I think it's going to be huge because it's a fast-paced world now. There's nothing to slow you down. You got drinks to make you go even faster. You got coffee, you got V drink, you got Red Bull. You've got nothing to slow you down. I think that's where Kava comes in.
Whatever way you look at it, it brings people together. And you will notice that in the markets, on the shop fronts, in the smaller towns in Fiji, you know, it's an excuse to build a friendship. So if somebody were to walk by now, it's what you do. Come, have a bowl, sit down, meet my friends, and then so it's about building relationships, bringing people together. You can use it to say sorry. You know, when you've wronged someone, you take Yaqona and you make a formal presentation and say, I'm sorry for what I've done, sorry for upsetting you, and then you sit and you share. And then it becomes a tool of reconciliation. So, one cup, one love, one people. Yeah.
I mean, it's actually a treasure to Fiji and to the Pacific because if you look into the books as well, it's a lot of healing that can happen from drinking kava as well, not just for spiritual but for the body as well, you know, in terms of physical and calmness as well for the mind, and that's why they make it into pills and stuff like that nowadays. Yeah. But yeah, we've been that way for centuries as well, and yeah, it's awesome. It's sacred and it's a wonderful. It's the brew of the gods. So, yeah, naka.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.